The Supreme Court en banc is moving forward with the quo warranto proceedings against Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno. The SC en banc on Tuesday asks Sereno to comment on the petition filed by Solicitor General Jose Calida. Calida on Monday asked the High Court to oust Sereno. SC spokesman Ted Te says, quote, "The court, without giving due course to the petition, required the respondent to submit her comment on the petition quo warranto within a period of 10 days from receipt of notice." The term "without giving due course to the petition" means the SC has neither agreed or disagreed with the petition and that it can still be dismissed. Te says Associate Justice Marvic Leonen was the only one who dissented. Leonen says the petition should be dismissed outright. The ban on Rappler's coverage of presidential engagements has been expanded to events outside the palace and even those organized by the private sector. Rappler reporter Pia Renada finds out about the expansion of the ban after she was refused entry at the Go Negosyo 10th Filipina Entrepreneurship Summit Tuesday. The people manning the media registration table tells Renada she could not cover the event because she was not on the list of Malacanang Press Corps members provided to the organizers. Larmaine De Jesus of the Malacanang Accreditation and Relations Office tells Renada she thought the Rappler reporter was already informed about this development. De Jesus supposedly heard about this either this week or last week. Renada also tries to contact Communications Undersecretary Mia Reyes, but the official has not yet responded. President Rodrigo Duterte banned Rappler from covering events inside Malacanang on February 20 and later expanded this ban to the entire Malacanang complex, including the new executive building where the press working area is located. Rappler has been banned from palace coverage even after the MPC itself declared that Renada remains an accredited member, since the Securities and Exchange Commission decision to revoke Rappler's registration is not yet final and executory. Malacanang earlier used the SEC ruling as basis for its decision to impose the ban on Rappler. But Duterte later admitted he banned the news site because of its supposed twisted reporting. Senate Majority Leader Tito Sotto on Tuesday calls for a probe into alleged electoral fraud in the 2016 polls. In his privileged speech, Sotto presents data which he says he received from a concerned and impeccably reliable source. Sotto alleges two things: earlier transmission of votes and foreign access to election servers. Sotto claims there was already a transmission of data happening as early as May 8, 2016. Citing his source, the data transmission was supposedly done by an IP address of a clustered vote counting machine. Sotto says the transmission code points to the consolidated canvassing system of the municipality of Libon, Albay. He also says there was an earlier transmission to the consolidated canvassing system of Angono, Rizal. The early transmission supposedly continued until the morning of May 9, 2016, ahead of the official start of the election. Sotto also alleges election servers were accessed remotely and that information gathered were copied and submitted to a server in the Amazon Cloud Services in the United States. The Senate Majority Leader says Senators Panfilo Lacson and Grace Poe were among those who got 0 votes during the early transmissions. He also says former Metro Manila Development Authority Chief Francis Tolentino, who has a pending complaint before the Senate Electoral Tribunal against Senator Laila de Lima, received 0 votes during that time. Sotto also hits technology provider Smartmatic's earlier response on the issue, saying it could not be just a testing transmission. He says the last official testing was made on April 23, 2016. The Health Department and hospital associations are putting up dengue express lanes in public and private hospitals for children who got the dengue vaccine. Health Secretary Francisco Duque III says the initiative is a confidence-building measure to allay the fears of parents of the vaccinated children. Under the DOH's Memorandum of Agreement with the hospital associations, hospitals will put up a one-stop express lane table or room to cater solely to the needs of children who got immunized with dengue. The MOA also says a 1:1 doctor-to-patient ratio will be applied to the vaccinated children. Patients will also be given a dengue monitoring card to make it easier for the DOH and the hospitals to identify they are among the vaccinated children. The MOA stipulates the expenses of the vaccinated children will be covered by PhilHealth under its no balance billing program. Duque also says a vaccinated child may develop another disease that's completely unrelated to dengue or dengue. This can be validated once the child is sent to the hospital for diagnosis. In such cases, the DOH will still cover their expenses through its medical assistance program. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque on Tuesday says there is no need for the Philippines to make it clear to foreign companies that any joint exploration within the country's exclusive economic zone must be done within the Philippine Constitution. Roque is asked whether or not such a parameter must be set as a condition before the Philippines agrees to partner with a foreign corporation to jointly exploit marine resources in the West Philippine Sea. He says, quote, For me, it is not necessary because this joint exploration by way of compromise, let's not fight about the issue of who has sovereign rights there. Let's first just take advantage of the resources. This comes after maritime experts said that for joint exploration in the West Philippine Sea to be constitutional, the foreign corporations must first recognize that the area belongs to the Philippines as EEZ and that they are being contracted by the government. Asked how the administration can ensure that any joint exploration is done within the bounds of the 1987 Constitution, Roque says it is perfectly legal as long as the Philippines would consent to the joint venture. Roque also defends his continued use of the word disputed to describe the West Philippine Sea. Acting Supreme Court Chief Justice Antonio Carpio earlier said this term should not be used since an international court already ruled that China's claim to the West Philippine Sea is invalid. Carpio says the use of the word disputed will only support China's narrative that the ruling means nothing. Roque says, quote, "The fact is, there remains to be a disagreement under international law, which must be resolved, so that's the only reason why sometimes we refer to a statement of fact, that there is a dispute in the West Philippine Sea."